Welcome to another episode of Only Time Can Tell. I'm your host, Ken. And before we begin, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend so that we can continue to grow this channel and bring quality content for people who are basically in the trenches just like you to help motivate and inspire you. Now, I kid you not, this is not a joke. We have our fourth guest that when she was a small girl wanted to be a doctor, but somehow found her way into comedy. I know I can't make this up. It's actually true. Please join me in welcoming the guest to my right, Cherryann Trinidad. Cherryann, thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
All right, so who is Cherryann Trinidad?
So my real name is Cherryann Griffith, but my stage name is Cherryann Trinidad. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I live in Coney Island now.
Okay.
I'm a comedian.
Okay.
I'm funny, quiet, just...
Now, is it true that you're not from Trinidad?
I'm not even on the cuspice. My family is from Barbados, but
Okay.
what I'm learning is people keep asking me, are you from Trinidad? No, I'm not from Trinidad. I am American. My mom is from Barbados. But I like Trinidad. Trinidad's a surname. I like it.
Now, would that cause any beef with people from Barbados?
Nah. I don't even have a Bajan accent, you know? But the thing is, like, I took that name from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And he's not even from Trinidad. He's straight Puerto Rican. So... I was at an open mic one day and I was using Cherryann Griffith and I heard he introduced himself and I was like, oh, I like your name. So after the show, I was like, I love your name.
Right.
That's what my stage name is going to be, Cherryann Trinidad. Okay. The next day, I changed it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Cherryann Trinidad across the board. Awesome. And here we are 8 years later.
That's yeah, I was about to ask you. So. Yeah. Now that you've been doing comedy, how long have you been in the comedy game?
Oh, my journey started in 2015.
Right.
So I've been here on a long time.
2015?
Yeah, okay. 8 years.
So how'd you kind of venture into that?
So long story short, I was at work. I had a mental breakdown, and before I could get clearance to go back to work, I had to see a therapist.
Right.
Therapist was like, our sessions were just straight funny. She's like, I think you should start doing comedy and stuff because you really have something, yeah.
So, all right. So, and that's so funny that you brought that up because oftentimes they always say that, in a horrible situation is usually an opportunity.
Right.
It's usually a seed. Yeah. So the fact that you said, you went through this tough period.
Yeah.
And the seed of comedy came out of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you've been doing comedy since 2015. What would you say is the hardest part?
For me, it's having people stop playing with me. Like I'm not to be played with.
Okay.
And what that means is my money, right, my time,
right, and
stop trying to give me $7 for 15 minutes of
$7.
Yes.
$7.
Yes.
That ain't even minimum wage.
Right.
What are you, Mexican?
No.
Cherryann Mexican.
It's the disrespect. But somebody told me it's not about the money because the money will come. Now, fuck that. I need my money.
Yeah, $7.
Yeah. I take it and I humble myself because I could get a gig where I'm getting paid $250 for that time and then the next show is like $7. But so each time is a humbling experience. So I just roll with the punches.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you worked with anybody in the industry?
Comedy wise, yeah, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of veterans. One of my favorites is Smokey.
Okay.
I started out in his room, Mocha.
Right.
And he been grooming me ever since, and I feel like I appreciate him because even though he know all the big comedians, he's still humble and he still will give you game, and I appreciate him for that.
Right. So when you first stepped foot on the stage, what was that like?
It was nerve-wracking because I had on a coat, right? A bubble coat, and I was at an open mic full of white people, and I just had my little jokes, and I was just like, "Hi guys, Cherryann, ha ha, whatever. And they was just like, okay. And it was just like, all right. It was weird. Yeah.
Right, right. So needless to say, would you say you bombed that first one?
Nah, I wasn't a bomb. Nah, I was just breaking the cherry.
You was breaking the cherry. Okay, okay.
Yeah, cherry.
So I guess what you been under, I guess Smokey taking you under his wing, did that basically like help you in terms of like, I guess with timing and
He created a platform for us underground comics, our new comics, whatever.
right.
And that helped me a lot because when I first started doing comedy, I was doing mainstream rooms. Mainstream rooms is, we call it white rooms,
Okay.
right? Because there's a mainstream room and then there's an urban room.
Right.
And I was doing good in the mainstream room, but I wanted to do urban rooms.
Right.
So his urban room was the first one, which was Mocha's,
Right.
that I kind of got my foot wet into, and I just dived right in.
Okay.
And that first experience was hard because it just like they just came there and they just wasn't laughing. And I
Right.
knew I was funny.
Right.
So I
See, now that's kind of tough, right? I know I'm funny,
right.
but no one's laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're not on that level yet.
Right.
You know?
So I learned it's a muscle I have to build.
Right.
So I just kept going back every Monday, and I just kept going. And as I kept going, I was getting respect.
Right.
And I think that's important in comedy, is the respect thing.
Right. Yeah, because I even noticed like sometimes with What to Do Entertainment when they do their What You're Laughing At, I would like, just scam certain people in the audience. Certain people in the audience go in there
like you come to a comedy club.
Right. Yo, you gotta make me laugh. Like
yes, it's
like,
true.
Nah, dude,
it's
like,
true. Yeah. But those be the challenges ones, cause like you be feeling it. Once they laugh, like, yeah, I got my job done.
So have you ever had to deal with any hecklers?
Yeah. One time I was performing at open mic. And it's called Harlem Nights.
Right.
And I'm on stage and stuff, and I'm getting transparent about my set, and a white lady comes in, and she demanded stage time, right? And she just interrupted my set, and she's like, "I'm entitled to stage time and stuff." So we going back and forth. And I mean, basically everybody in the club just got on her, like, fuck out of here,
Right.
So, I mean, that was my most experience with heckling, but she went viral,
So. Do you feel that it's harder for women to make it in comedy than it is for men?
Yeah, but it's always harder for women to make it in any industry or anything. But it's just your mindset. You just got to know that, listen, it's going to be challenges wherever you go. You just make the best of it.
But see, that's bizarre to me because I would like to think that funny is funny, so.
No, because it's, first of all, women don't even support women the way they need to because it's like you looked at as competition.
Okay.
So I'm happy that there's women now who are creating festivals. Shout out to Joanna, Black Women Comedy Festival, where it's a comedy festival where we showcase women from all backgrounds.
Right.
And she has it like in June and stuff. I'm a part of that.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's women who are trying to, break the mold, or am I saying it right? It's not molds.
With the stereotypes.
Yeah, by just doing different stuff.
Right.
So we don't have to worry about, because I'm a woman, I can't get, that's crap. Like just, you're going to go into stuff and meet challenges, but just be ready to face it, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's the deepest I ever got.
All right, so I understand you produce your own shows.
Yeah.
What do you like better, or what's easier for you, to produce your own shows or to get booked for certain events, for certain venues?
I love producing. It's it gives me some sense of creativity because I produce a comedy show called what's my show? I haven't done it in a while because of personal reasons, but Fly Broke Bitch Movement, right? And that's so funny.
Fly Broke
but
Bitch
it's an all-female lineup,
right?
And I got to produce a couple of shows at Comedy Harlem, Broadway Comedy Club, and I liked it. I like putting women together, giving females who would not necessarily get a chance to headline and stuff like that. But I just felt like I was losing me, because I'm still trying to build myself, so I can't give y'all a platform yet, and I don't have nothing for myself.
Right.
So I just like put that on pause, and I just focus on me. So basically, the question is, do I like producing, or I like getting booked?
You like getting booked?
Yeah.
Because in that way, you can just truly focus on yourself.
Right. And on a brand, yeah.
All right. So you mentioned something previously about headliner. What do you think it takes to be a headliner?
Oh, I'm learning now because I'm going into that spot. You gotta be funny, you gotta be interested, and you just gotta have like something to to captivate the audience.
Right.
And for straight freaking 20 or 30 minutes.
Right.
And you could just be like, the cat ran out the house, and if you set that up right, that could be a killer. But it's just the audience, you just connecting with them for that 30 minutes. It's just dope. That's what a good headliner is. So
now, do you find that now that we're in the information age, and you figure like a lot of people have like social media, you know, I would imagine things are slightly different now than they were in 2015 in terms of being able to promote yourself and like putting your own like, comedy, skits together online or whatever for people to kind of like, catch wind of who you are. So I bring all of that to say, is that something that you consider doing, or are you doing?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
I like doing skits and stuff. I play Tina Turner. I could be a cockroach, a crackhead. I just like doing funny stuff. One of my famous ones is Hattie Mae Phillip. I play a grandmother, and I'll do skits like that.
Because we were talking about headliners, and I'm saying one of the ways that you can help to become funny and to get your name out there and get exposure is not only necessarily just doing actual sets at particular comedy shows, but also creating content and putting them online or whatever. Because I know that's what I forgot his name, Ryan Davis, I think, is somebody that I saw who was like notorious for doing like he would basically capture like celebrities and kind of like do a comedy monologue, but he would just do it all on video. And then that's how I happened to stumble on that on YouTube. And then it's just like, oh wow, like, let me like start following this guy because this is kind of funny, or I like what he did with this skit or whatever. So I'm just saying, I'm just wondering, like, is that like also another way that, you can go, or to help you kind of like, I guess, reach to the headliner status a lot quicker with the
It's not necessarily headliner status. It's about building my platform and having more people know who Cherryann Trinidad is. I like to do skits, but I just feel like I don't have the muscle or support, or like I could do one by myself and it would be good. But I think that definitely helps, right, in this day and age. Yeah, because once you go viral, that's it. Like anything you do, because I'm on TikTok a lot, so I just know I'll be looking at this stuff and I'll be like, this person just did one thing and now everybody just really at his fingertips, And some of the stuff don't even be funny like that.
Exactly. Who would you say your favorite 5 headliner comedians that you've seen that destroyed every time they got on stage?
It's funny that you asked that, buddy, because I just always liked Martin. That's it. I didn't have Martin Lawrence. Okay. I didn't have a favorite 5. I just liked him and nobody compared him. But lately I've been getting into more comedy, and right now, Tony Roberts is like, I'm really intrigued by his words and how he delivers. Who else that? I think Martin, Tony Roberts, Samore. I really like, because she's been doing this for so long, and then she always come from different angles, and that's something that I admire. Of course, Smokey's one of my favorites always, because he's just funny, and he's like so underrated that it's like he needs his flowers. And to round it out, my 5th one would be That's up for question.
That's up for question.
Yeah.
That changes.
Yeah. But right now, those are top 4.
All right. Not bad. If you could produce a show tomorrow, any venue, at any place, and money's not an issue, who would you put in your lineup?
First of all, if I had the place, it would definitely be Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Definitely. Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, Richard Pryor, and I'm bringing all these niggas back from the dead. Bernie Mac.
Wow.
And Patrice O'Neal.
Now, who would with a lineup like that? Who would close the show?
Damn, it's no closing, there's no order.
It's gotta end.
They all dead anyway, so rest in peace to the greats. But it'd be a scary show. They all come back and they all lie in their caskets and shit.
But you know what though? Actually, no. With this current state of AI or whatever, and the whole hologram thing, like that could, that could. Don't copy that idea.
You already said it. Once you say it, he's gonna take it.
Right. Like, okay, how's that AI? Charlie, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
But he's still alive though.
Oh, Eddie Murphy, right? Yeah. He's dead in other ways.
All right, so Cherryann Trinidad. Has there been any like TV shows that you might have been a part of, whether it aired or didn't air?
You know, it's funny. Before I got into comedy, I was an actress too. So I was on Law and Order.
Law and Order, really?
Yeah. If you squint real fast, you could have seen me in the background waving. So I done a lot of background work, but I haven't. I did the Apollo. I don't know if that's count for something.
Yeah, that counts. I mean, was it aired or it didn't?
No, it's not. Right. Showtime at the Apollo with Steve Harvey and stuff. But I don't know. I haven't done anything TV wise yet.
Okay.
But I'm on my way. All
right. So in comedy, do you have, what are 3 likes and 3 dislikes?
Comedy, I like that the New York circuit is small, so everybody knows each other.
Right.
I also like that I could always find stage time.
Oh, really?
That's not even like a question for me. And I also like, I just like performing. I just like getting up there and telling my story. Okay. Dislikes is when I gotta, man.
The $7 for 15
I'm not even worried about that. Okay. It's just blatant disrespect that I get sometimes, and I always gotta hold my tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Could you give us an example of the blatant disrespect?
Like if I'm asking somebody for stage time, and I feel like I'm good, and they be like, oh, they be pushing me around with different people. You know, meaning they could give me the opportunity. Right. And then when I finally get to that level, now they like, oh, I know you, whatever, that type of stuff. Did that make sense when I just said that?
No.
I knew what I meant in my heart.
I know.
So say if I see somebody like, oh, I would like to get on your show, and they're like, oh, you gotta email us a link of your set. Bro, you know me. Right. You know? Right. And then I go to their venue, and my friends, because my friends be like, oh, you know, they believe they see I'm a comedian. So I go to the venue where the person's having a show. And they're like, oh, hey, Cherryann, how you doing? Do you want some time? But I just inbox you, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. That's right. What else I don't like? I don't like when guys try to, because I'm a female, they always try to sleep with me and stuff. But I'm like, nobody throws a dick at me.
Yeah, I was like, your dislike is guys trying to sleep with you.
Yeah, for stage time, like, you know, like, because this is a business. And I said to myself,
hold up, they trying to hit you with the casting couch?
With the dick couch, right?
Yeah, in 2023?
You want stage time? You want stage time? You want to rub on this thing? So, it's that.
Let's do a mic check.
Yeah.
Let's do a mic check.
It's still happening, right? So, that's, how many is that? That's 2?
That's 2, yeah.
And mostly other stuff, I don't really pay no mind. The gossiping, the cattiness, I don't really care for that stuff.
Yeah,
It's just straight tunnel vision.
Yeah, I still can't believe, like, because especially, like, from what I've seen too, like, the more people you can get in your venues, your lineup, like, the better your show. Like,
Right.
why they sitting up there acting like, no, you.
I don't know, because maybe, like, I come off as quiet, right? So people don't know, like, damn, this is a whole firecracker.
Right.
So when I get on stage and I do what I gotta do, it's like, damn, you know?
Right.
But so I gotta find that balance where I'm just like, I don't always want to be like that. I like to be quiet, and then when I get on stage, I rock.
You become like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm Cherryann Trinidad, and then I'm Cherryann Griffin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
I'm gonna ask you, have you ever, like, after one of your performances, had like an audience member come up to you like, yeah, I really like.
All the time. It's like, and remember, believe it or not, I'm an introvert.
Right.
So when they like, girl, you got it. You like, you gonna make it, whatever. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
all right, I appreciate that. But it's just like, they really be coming from their heart, like, girl, like, oh, I'll do a show, and then, oh, you the funniest one on the lineup, whatever. I'm like, nah, don't say that. Like, yeah, you were.
Right.
So stuff like that, it just makes me know that I'm in the right place. I'm doing it the right way.
And you said who were your role models? Do you have any role models?
Yeah. So we went through this already. Kind of I said Smokey's one of my role models.
Right.
Kenny Williams, definitely. He's starting to become one of my mentors.
Right.
And that's it so far. And so far, yeah, those are only 2.
So who would you say helped inspire your style? Do you have any, like, people that you kind of like pattern yourself after? Or?
Nah, Cherryann Trinidad is one of a kind. Like, I'm just, I'm a unique individual. There's no one like me. It's people from kindergarten that still remember me.
Really?
Yes.
So you had kindergartners at your show? Like, no.
Like my kindergarten teacher, they still remember me. Right, brother? I'm stupid, but
that's cool. So do you have any plans for 2023 or 2024 to help elevate your career?
Okay. So I'm fresh off performing at the Apollo. So I felt like that was a graduation for me. So now I'm looking to do bigger events and, perform with like more famous people and stuff like that, opening up for them. Also, one of my goals is to finally pass at one of the clubs, comedy clubs.
You said to finally pass?
Yeah, because that's been a long issue in my journey.
Right.
The disrespect, that's part of it too.
Okay.
We should have talked about that, but that's another thing.
Well, we could talk about that.
We can. So, like I said, I've been doing comedy since 2015, and when you start out in comedy, you want to pass in the clubs, and it feels like they only have room for like 3 black people at a time.
Right.
So I don't know. Again, I come off as quiet, so I'm not always the first person that they go to pick whatever. But there was one situation where me and my friend, we was auditioning for a club, and she's very loud and ghetto. So they thought that she was having an issue with one of the staff. So because of that, they told, when I auditioned, I did good. And then they told me that I can't get in the club because I was rude to the staff. And I'm like, it wasn't me, it was her. But they just didn't want to hear it. Right. Because we're all black.
Right. Yeah, you all look.
Right. So I've been bitter ever since, but I realized I can't be like that. So if that makes sense.
I got you.
Stay the course.
But then I would imagine, plus in the entertainment business, you got to have a thick skin anyway.
Yes, I had to learn it because I'm crying a lot. And I realized that.
So you'd be on stage crying? Like
no. It's like you would have the comedy friends and you think that these people are your friends, but I had to learn that this is a business. My friends are at home, and the comedy is a business. So once I learned that, so if they do something to me, I don't get hurt. So when people like, girl, I'm just talking a whole bunch of stuff right now.
So have you ever had a situation where maybe someone kind of like stole some material from you, or
Yeah.
you did?
Right in front of my face. We was performing, and he literally used. I have a joke about a blind guy, but he just turned it into a blind girl. I'm like, nigga. I'm sitting in the front, for supporting him, and he took my whole joke. Shout out to Queens, right? Niggas stealing jokes. Anyway, it's all right. But sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
But a good thing happened. I met up with Michael Shea. You know who Michael Shea is, right?
Yeah.
Just talking and stuff, and then he kind of got me an audition for one of the clubs and stuff. But I'm still waiting for the connection. But I appreciate that because it meant a lot,
Are you currently working on any projects that you would want the people to look out for?
Absolutely not. I'm just trying to figure it out. This is my journey. Yeah, I don't have nothing planned yet, and also I don't like to put my things out in the open because it just seems like people steal them. Does that make sense? I don't like to talk about my projects yet. I just like to let it happen and then let the people see them.
Let the people see.
Yeah.
I got you.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the comedy, it hardens you a lot.
Right.
So you just, every experience, you just learn.
Right.
From it. Sorry.
All right. No, it's okay. It's all right. I mean,
Because I've been doing it for 8 years, but it's been a hard journey. I've gotten assaulted, and that's one of the things I'll never forget about.
Really?
Yeah. It was my fault too, but at the same time, the bitch didn't have to hit me.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure you want to know about it.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, you can't drop that and be like, but I don't want to talk about that. Like.
So, I was at the comedy spot, and the two comics were going back and forth, and I recorded it like I do everything because I thought it was funny. And apparently she didn't like that. She didn't like that I was filming her. So she's like, could you delete it? And I was like, okay, whatever. So somebody hit me up like, yo, post a video, son. Like, I'm like, nah, I don't want no static.
Right.
It's like, the girl ain't gonna do nothing to you. So I posted the video, and everybody started talking about it on Facebook. And next day, I went to the club, and she approached me about it. I stood up like, what's going on? Like, what's your problem? Next, we start fighting in the club.
Oh, wow.
She whipped my ass, right?
Right.
It was a humble ass whooping. But
right.
That's why I am the way I am when it comes to things. But so that's one of the messed up parts in my journey. But yeah.
But just the bitterness, the rivalry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I never fought before anyway, so that was the first time I actually had a fight like that. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I don't have any other questions other than,
Did I make you sad? No?
Yeah, I mean, you're tugging at my heartstrings. I don't know if you've ever saw that movie, JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling. It was a movie about Richard Pryor, written by, I believe, Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney.
Yeah.
And in that movie, they went into Richard Pryor's childhood, and during his early part of his life, his mother was a hoe, and he grew up in a whorehouse.
Yeah.
And his father happened to be one of the Johns. So just the trauma that he's seen, and then like he had like a situation years later when he was a teenager. His father got him a job at a factory, and I believe, and he quit because he wanted to pursue comedy, and his father like threw him out the house. So he had like all this crazy trauma.
Yeah. That he turned into.
That he basically turned into being one of the funniest comedians ever.
Yeah.
So, so like we were talking about earlier, how you had like a breakdown, and that forced you going into therapy, which ultimately you sort of see the comedy So this could be another blessing.
Yeah.
You know, in
it was a blessing because when that happened to me with the fight, a lot of people that I didn't know reached out to me, you know, and it kind of made me feel like, okay, that I'm not alone in this situation and stuff like that. So that comforted me and stuff like that.
Right.
But my journey is my mother. She never smoked crack. She did sleep with somebody's husband. You know what I'm saying? So I am the product of a one night stand. Right.
Wow.
So.
Wow. So yeah.
So yeah, I have a story to tell too.
So yeah, we might be looking at the next female Richard
You are
Pryor.
looking at no, because I don't do coke, you know, and crack.
Well, I'm not saying you. Okay. I'm just talking about in terms of like, you know, propelling, you know, comedy wise,
right.
You know.
All
right. So why don't you tell our viewers where they can find you on social media?
Okay. So if you love the story, you could follow me on Cherryann Trinidad across the board: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Cherryann Trinidad, right? Trinidad, right? Cherryann _ Trinidad.
Okay.
Cherryann Trinidad. All right.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate you sharing the stories. It meant a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, guys, you know, take, you know, what you can take from this and do what you need to do. You know, take whatever applies, leave the rest. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Only Time Can Tell. I'd like to thank my guest, Cherryann Trinidad, for blessing us with her time and her stories. You know, all right, so don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And also, you can support the channel by clicking down on the link below. You can start buying some of this cool merch to help make our pockets fatter. That's so cheap. But yeah, please continue to support us, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will always get an alert when a new video drops.